And today, man, I want to give all praises and glory to the Most High Yahawah in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, in the name of the Holy Spirit. In Paleo Hebrew, it's called Halal, Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashai, Bahashem, Rahach, Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutations to all the brothers out there that's teaching this word in truth and sincerity, and peace, blessings, and healings unto the elect and the multitude, because that's why we do these videos. And today, man, I want to talk about this. It says the mind of the machine. This is their power. This is how they roll with artificial intelligence. It says chilling AI predicts what nuclear war will look like with attacks on London, Moscow, and Washington. And this was published on 1449. That's why I'm getting this today. But it was published on December 31st, 2022. And if you want to know, you know, this is basically, the future, man. This is basically what's going to happen to the world. But specifically in the scriptures, it talks about what's going to happen, to Babylon the Great, which is America. It's going to get destroyed in 60 minutes, like Sodom and Gomorrah, with fire and brimstone. Okay, but it says artificial intelligence has offered a horrifying vision of what the world faces in nuclear Armageddon and World War III. And the reason I got all this stuff pulled up over here to the right, because these are most of the scriptures talking about, basically how America gets destroyed. And the prophets of old described it the best they could. And you got to think, man, an angel or something, a demon, is basically telling these people the future through AI, man. Because this is going to come to pass. A horrifying vision. This is their power structure. This is how they rule. Artificial intelligence and blah, blah, blah. We believe through faith that this is going to happen. We don't need AI and all that. We believe our forefathers, and they had the Spirit on them. You know what I'm saying? And we can read, all these scriptures of how it's going to end. So let me just get some of these pictures. I ain't going to read none of this. I just want to look. Basically, London, and London is the banking capital of the world, man. So it probably is going to get hit with a nuke. The grim streets, World War III. The last man on earth. This ain't never gonna happen, no last man on earth. Crowds of people seen in the rubble of a city after a nuclear attack. A mushroom cloud. It talks about a mushroom cloud in the scriptures a lot. And let me just get some scriptures on the mushroom cloud real quick. This is Revelation 6 and 12. And I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. It says this all over the scriptures about how this day unfolds. You know what I'm saying? It says, and the stars of heaven shall fall upon the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when it is shaken of a mighty wind. So people gonna look in the air, it's gonna look like stars falling on the earth, but it's really gonna be nukes. And then it's gonna get shaken of a mighty wind. You already know how a nuke goes. It hits, it blows that wind, and then it brings the fire. Okay, so when the wind happened and the heaven departed as a scroll, so you got to use your imagination. So these stars of heaven, they fell, hit their mark, wind, fire, departed as a scroll. You see that mushroom cloud go up in the air, and fire ensues. It says, when it is rolled together, look at this, man, when it is rolled together, okay, all you got to do is use your imagination. Just imagine a mushroom cloud when it rolls into itself, okay? And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Okay, so basically when all this stuff goes down, everything's gonna shake, man. Because it talks about America getting destroyed in 60 minutes. That's all it's gonna take from Maine to California. It ain't gonna take. I saw an article about somebody said it was gonna take 7 hours, and it was gonna take 60 minutes. That's how angry the Lord is at America, man. Ain't gonna take that long. 60 minutes, destroy this whole place. Going down to Isaiah 34 and 4. So even in the Old Testament, it talks about the same thing. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Same thing in Isaiah. Okay, the prophet Isaiah saw a horrible vision of the future. Okay, these people are using AI, and this is what they trust in. Okay, they're a carnal rulership. This is what they trust in. But at the end of the day, the Lord gave them that. And there's probably demon and angels feeding them the future, okay, because this is how it's going to end. But it says, The heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth from the vine, as a fallen fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, and listen to this, because this is very important, because this is saying the same thing as it was saying in Revelations 6, but it's giving you who YAHAWASHI is coming to destroy. And it shall come down upon all Idumea. Who's ruling today? Esau, Edom. What's Idumea mean? That's a Greek way of saying Edomite. You know what I'm saying? And who's ruling today? The Edomites. Okay? They will be ruling last before the Lord comes. Okay? It just is what it is. Okay? Calls them out by name. Alright? Isaiah 34 and 5. Just to show you, man. Idumea. Edom. Edomites. Descendants of Esau. Who's ruling today? The descendants of Esau is ruling today. Okay? Just like it said it would in the scriptures. Okay? You go to, because they're getting their, basically their knowledge from an AI of how their rulership ends. We already know how their rulership ends through the scriptures and through faith. But this is how they're going to know. But we already know. Okay? This is how it all ends. Point blank period. 2nd Ezra 6 to 9. I'll read from 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting of asunder of the times? And what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, and Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is the end of the world of this world, and this is how it ends. Okay, this is how it ends. Okay, a demon or an angel is telling them through this AI. Okay, but we already know through faith and through the scriptures and our forefathers telling us of how this place ends. This is how it all ends. Just how this world ends. Okay, and the world ain't going to end. You know what I'm saying? The world ain't going to end, but their rulership is going to end forever. This is how it ends. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. Can't be refuted. Even they power structure is telling them how it ends. Let's go to Revelations 18. You know, I want to read this because I did say it was going to take 1 hour. That's all it's going to take is 1 hour for this place to be through, finito, done. You know, talks about this whole day Babylon is fallen. Now, this thing says, you know, it says London, Moscow, and Washington, which some places probably will get nuked. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a back and forth. But America is the main one that's going to be completely destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. You know, Moscow might get nuked in London, because London is the banking capital of the world. So, yeah, how much the Messiah wants to get rid of that also. When you go to Revelations 18, I just want to read some scriptures. So this is talking about this whole day, okay? Talking about Babylon the Great, basically getting destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know it's going to get destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? And I'll get that in a minute. But 18 and 8, so Babylon's getting destroyed, okay? It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. Okay, so all the prophets of old, John the Revelator, okay, wrote Revelations. He was talking about this exact day. Okay, it's going to get burned. Okay, like Sodom and Gomorrah. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon. Okay, it always comes back to this, because the Babylon of old never got destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. It basically handed over power. That's all it did. This is talking about a future place. America. Point blank period. Babylon the Great. Everybody calls America a great nation. The whole world. But now it's like fallen. You know what I'm saying? Mortally. And then it's going to get destroyed by fire. Okay? It says, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is that judgment come. So that's all it's going to take is 1 hour for this place to fully be destroyed. Now, it talks about, you know, basically America being rich and having slaves, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all that. When you go down, for in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. So everything everybody has worked hard for, the American dream, it's all going to come to naught in this day. Because this place is wicked, man. So the Lord's going to get rid of it. It says, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. So there's going to be the navy out in the ocean. It's going to be, you know, because a lot of ships come through here, you know what I'm saying, to America, to the ports, and they're going to be all out there watching this place get fucked up, man, crying and wailing, and we going to be happy. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? You know, so this place is going to get blasted, man. But the main thing is for 1 hour. So this place is going to get destroyed in 1 hour. And why is this place going to get destroyed? Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her. So for what y'all did to the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, y'all are going to get the worst punishment, which is Sodom and Gomorrah, and you're going to be burnt up. And it just is what it is, you know. And also in the scriptures, you know, I got to get this also. It talks about the lake of fire and the second death. The lake of fire and the second death. The lake of fire ain't talking about hell. It's talking about, you know, when this place is burning, it's going to be a lake of fire from Maine to California. Okay, and the second death, the first death was what? With water. The second death is what? With what? Fire. So it was always since the beginning. Okay, Noah's time, water. This time is like a Noah's like time, but it's going to be, you know, refreshed with fire, burned with fire. Okay, and I wanted to get this. This is Luke 17 and 26. It says, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. Okay, that's YAHAWASHI. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Now there's a particular thing that's going on the earth today, okay, where there's Noah-like people telling you that this place is going to get destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. You see men on the corners telling you. Just to give some examples, men like this, okay, men like this, and the apostles, men like this. They've been on the streets for 40 years, man. You know, just like Noah was, telling y'all that the flood was coming. The flood is coming. The flood is coming. And then they entered into the ark and left the world behind while it got destroyed. Same thing's going to happen again. Okay, because the Lord never destroyed the prophets. He never destroyed the prophets. We're in Babylon the Great, America. You don't think there would be prophets here telling you this place is going to get destroyed? Like, come on, man. Put two and two together. Okay? Let's get something with who y'all call Jesus Christ. YAHAWASHI, this is what he said out of his own mouth. Okay? He never came to destroy the prophets. The prophets have a job to do. Okay? Throughout the generations. And it just is what it is. This is Matthew 5 and 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law. And that's a big thing in Christianity. They tell you that the law is done away with. You can do whatever you want. Oh, We're under grace. We're under grace. What's grace mean? Giving you a spiritual allotted amount of time to get your shit together. Don't mean do what you want. Or the prophets. So he never came to destroy the law. He never came to destroy the prophets either. Okay? There's always prophets throughout the generations. There's always going to be prophets. Okay? In the kingdom, we ain't going to need prophets. But we in America, man. Come on. London, man. Okay? All these great nations today. You don't think there'll be prophets here? Come on, man. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So he never came to destroy the prophets. It just is what it is. Okay? So there's prophets today. Okay? Doing the same thing Noah was doing. Okay? Telling you that the flood was coming. But this time, fire is coming. So going back to Luke 17. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot. Okay? Who was Lot? He was in Sodom and Gomorrah. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built it. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained down fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So even in Luke, man, even in Luke, and this is in red, so YAHAWASHI said this out of his own mouth. This place is going to get destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. It just is what it is. Also, you can get Isaiah 13, talks about it too. Prophecies about Babylon. The judgment day of the Lord. So the same thing it talks about in Revelations 18, it talks about in Isaiah 13. All the prophets of old, just like it says here. You know, this is how they get visions. Our forefathers had visions of the last days. Okay? But these people ain't going to believe the prophets. They going to believe AI and all this and blah, blah, blah. You know, because they wasn't given the law and they're not the Lord's people. So the Lord are giving them some other way to get the future, knowledge of the future. But going down to Isaiah 13, it tells you who is going to fall to the Medes, which is the Russians. Okay? Gog and Magog. And Babylon, just like it says in Revelations, this is talking about America, man. Okay, it wasn't talking about Babylon back in the day, because Babylon back in the day didn't get destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And Babylon back in the day is in Iraq, okay? The glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So it talks about this in Isaiah. It talks about this in Revelations 18. YAHAWASHI talks about this in Luke 17. Okay, it talks about this in, like I said, Revelations 18. It talks about this in Revelations 20. You know what I'm saying? Let's read it. Start from 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. So when the so-called white man got back into power around the 1500s, all he has done was deceive the nations with iconoclasm and the Renaissance. Okay, he made everything look like him. He tried to switch everything. He tried to take the Israelites out of the forefront, but that was prophesied because Esau got a blessing that he would rule the earth. But he went out to deceive Gog and Magog. Okay, Ezekiel 38. To gather together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. The Medes, as it says in Isaiah. Okay, going to destroy this place like Sodom and Gomorrah. And they went up on the breadth of earth and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city, talking about the Israelites. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. Same thing that talks about in Revelations 18. Because didn't the Lord say that he would what? Avenge. He would avenge you holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her. Okay, so the Lord's going to fight for us, man. Because these people fucked us up. You know, but going back to Revelations. And devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So the lake of fire, you know what I'm saying, as it says right here, or if we keep reading down. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So the first death was with who? Noah, with water. The second death is with what? Fire. Okay, place gonna get destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, America's gonna get a great judgment day of the Lord. This is when it ends. Okay, even these people know. Okay, even these people know. You know, they got it carnally or whatever, but at the end of the day, AI was created by the Lord anyway. He let them have that power, and it's telling them what's going to happen, and it's inevitable. So that's the thing I wanted to talk about. It's just inevitable, man, that this is going to happen. Okay, look at the state America's in right now with all this trans stuff, and come on, man, same thing. You know, same reason why Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed. Okay, but this place over here in Babylon the Great, which is America, it enslaved the Israelites, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's one strike. They don't follow the laws of the scriptures. That's the second strike. And this place is like Sodom and Gomorrah. They let all this debauchery and all this gay stuff happen. Third strike, three strikes, you out. Okay, so yeah, but basically most of these scriptures talks about this day. You know, I'll scroll through this. Zechariah 14 and 12. You can go read these yourself. 2 Peter 3 and 10. I'll read this one. But the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Talking about this day, man. Ezekiel 24, 9, 10, and 11. Haggai 2 and 6. Isaiah 24 and 20. Zephaniah 1, 2, and 3. We read Revelation 6, 12, 13, 14. Isaiah 34 and 4 and 5, Revelation 17 and 6, Revelations 18, we've been talking about that, Revelations 19 and 20, Revelations 21, 8, Joel 2, 1 and 2 and 3, Isaiah 65, 66 and 15 and 16, you know, 4 by fire, And by my sword will Yahawah plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So it's going to be a lot of people that die. Revelations 29:10 and 11. So there's a lot of scriptures that you can read that talks about this day. We don't need AI. We got faith. Okay, so we already know this is our AI, the spiritual AI right here. The spiritual AI is telling us what's going to happen in the future. We already know the future. You know what I'm saying? But this is how they know the future. So it's just Esau's power structure. His left hand. He was given a blessing, and this is how he's. This is how YAHAWASHI is giving him knowledge of the future. But just like it says in Second Esdras that we pulled on Esau's heel, and Esau's the end of the world. So we just gotta wait for our time, man. Our time will come. This is Esau's world, but it's ending right in front of everybody's face, and we can see it ending. So we know how this place is going to end. We know the final nail in the coffin, which is Sodom and Gomorrah like conditions. This place getting burnt up. So double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth, and call Holy YAHAWASHI.